And here are the first leg runners taking their positions. And that is a big group of teams. Over 1,600. I check here from computer exact numbers. No, not that much. 1,100. Yes, 1,599 is the number here on my screen. So, and here is also Finnish president watching the Jukola rally together with the others. So this is also a Finnish jubileum relay. Finland is filling this year 100 years of independence. And the Venla relay was the 40th jubileum relay, and now this is 69th relay, Jukola relay during these years. Remember social media, you saw here in the screen our hashtags Jukola Live and Jukola 2017, and also hashtag Jukola can you put, and that is official also. And we follow a little bit Twitter during this night, so you can send us hellos from home sofas all around the world. Here is the starting list. KV, of course, the favorite Topi Anila running first leg. Tough team. Jani Myllarinen has changed to Kenny Kivikas in that team. Leading, always very good. Malungs, a little bit, I have a question mark there on the Malungs. Is it enough? Although William Lind on the last leg, he was second in the World Cup first races in Finland. Halden we went through, Göteborg, Skinneberg on the last leg, and Beimer starting there. Södertälje, Frohl, Linné, we shouldn't forget Linné, Jakob Andersson on the first leg, and Riedefeld on the last one. Tiumila, silver medalist, you could say. Iidenkiertät, always been the top teams. Mikko Patana running first leg there. MS Parma, interesting team. Juri Tambasau, and then Young, Arto Talvinen on the second leg. And then my home club, UK Trian, and there is Otto Simosas, young lad from Porvoo, running first leg. And he's also going to Estonia running for the sprint in the World Championships. Tampereen pyrintö, as we went through, Pascal Puch, Ikalisten nouseva voima, and Vesa Taanila, first leg runner, Järlä, Ivan Kuchenko, Ravinen, Juhana Trickmore, Stura Tuna, number 17, Ivan Sharakov, and then we haven't gone through yet Paimio and Rasti. We got a little bit sad news from Paimio yesterday when we got information that Fredrik Portin is ill, got a cold and not running this relay, and there is now Markus Lindqvist running instead of him, and Bartosz Pawlak on the second leg. What do you say about Paimio and Rasti?
Yeah, it is a pity, but they have still really strong team, I would say. All the names are quite familiar to me. And I guess with Olaf on the last leg, and Bartosz Pawlak is also new in the club, so they can surely lift the position, and we will see if it is enough for top 3.
Yes, that's true, and interesting to see. Many have said that this terrain suits Lundanes very well. And there are places that Lundanes has used to take some effort and left others. And now it's only seconds left before the start. Have you started, Juho?
Yeah, a few times,
yes. And it's wonderful. I've been doing that also sometimes. And starting from the front rows, it's nerve-wracking. And here they are, ready for the start. We wait. And there they go. Jukola 2017 has started. 69th Jukola Ray, and there they go, and the first 500 meters, it's just running, and they're getting all these almost 1,600 athletes getting towards the first controls, and Harpatti, what a view here in this beautiful summer evening at Joensuu and Eno, and here feelings among the runners, they are backs from Hiisirasti and Espoo suunta, where they're, and here big group. It's wonderful to see this.
Yeah, and this is quite a luxury place for a start. As you can see, there is a space, so runners can again overrun the others which are not running so fast in the beginning. So if you have enough self-confidence, you can climb up some positions. But soon they will enter the forest, and it will be different.
Yes, there is Paimion Rasti and Jesse Laukkarinen in the lead. Not yet putting the lap on, and behind him 76.
Yeah, there are some teams climbing up the positions,
yeah.
So it seems
I check here because I have that on my paper.
Suunta-Jyväskylä.
Otto Kaario, young lad, I know him very well, and good runner also. So Otto there running for Suunta-Jyväskylä, young team. There, all the lads in that team are very young, upcoming top orienteers. And also Kove there taking easy. Now the pace may be a little bit easier because after the first 200 meters, and what a snake.
Yeah, now the runners are using the time to check the map and see what is coming, because the beginning is quite hectic. You don't have the time to watch the map. You are mainly building the position.
And it wasn't Otto Kaario, it was Niklas Heikkilä, Kouvolan suunnistajat. That first young runner. Also Kouvola has a very young team. Interesting to follow them going around to Jukola. And as we discuss here that this is going to be demanding, and they are just checking here route choices to the first controls. And here is the snake beside this lake here.
Yeah, and as we were speaking about the young and promising teams, I think we should add between the favorites Helsingin Suunnistajat.
That's true, Helsingin Suunnistajat, and there is Topi Raitanen, world-class obstacle runner, and his aim is for the European Championships in obstacle running also. So they are now there, going to the start post beside Hepolampi, and now first uphill to Harpatti, and there is Janne Mononen with the camera in the forest. Look at this grip.
Yeah.
What's your best memory from the first leg?
Maybe it was this Mikkeli, which I told already in the morning. And it was special in the way that there was a really long leg to the first control, and it was non-fort.
Yeah.
But still we split into the many groups. But suddenly we...
4 kilometers to the first control.
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah.
I still remember I was running there shoulder by shoulder with Halden and Kirill Nikolov, and I think next year he was changing to our club.
So you discussed already at that moment that Kirill, you are so good that please come to my club. And Kirill is known about the fast legs. I have heard stories about Kirill, so that they have been running in the forest and then just looking, okay, now we are coming to the road. My lads said that, okay, we are coming to the road, so now I can a little bit rest. Kirill had come to the road, and phew, they're disappearing in the there.
But how about you? What are your best memories for first leg?
My best memory is maybe Rautavaara, Jukola, couple of here, and it was the first times I was running for my club first team's first leg, and it was a little bit like here that first it was good runnability, and then we went in the green area after the third, fourth control, and after that forking it was all silent, and only 10 guys were together. And I was thinking, okay, as a young lad, okay, I'm running here, it's easy to go, I don't need to make my own decisions. And I didn't know who they were. And then 1 kilometer before control, before the finish, we came to the control, and then there came a new group of 10. And the pace increased by double. And when we came to the competition, I saw that, okay, there was the first one. And I was on a position 19, so after first leg, that was one memorable thing. So.
Yeah, but here are really beautiful pictures,
Yes.
especially the snake. It was visible they are using some road, the runners. But as we can see, they are splitting already in the beginning, maybe to the forking.
And then in the end of the snake, they are already asking that, which control do you have? Which are your thoughts? Where are you going? What's your plan? It's social orienteering, mostly here behind the top orienteers. And here you can see the snake.
Yeah, you have here Mari Laukanen as a guest in the morning. So what was she saying about her race?
Yeah, Mari said that when she started, almost as the last woman in the road, that in the beginning it was just to try to pass as many as possible, and then her idea was that take the course and then social work with the orienteers and what you had, and she make wonderful performance. A little bit over, was it 186 her changing, so it was, and he was excited, so that she promised also that it wasn't the last Jukola. This was her first Venla relay, and it wasn't her last.
So let's see how Jukka Keskisalo will do.
Yeah, Jukka Keskisalo, European champion on 300 meters obstacles, is also running here today, and many other top athletes, former top athletes. Sami Jauhojärvi running for Team Emit, the second, the longest leg also. Sami ran last year also, as did Krista Pärmäkoski, Finnish top skiers at Lappeenranta. And it's also so fun to see these other sportsmen. You have checked a little about the bets, because the betting is one thing you can check also, and there.
Yeah, when we were going through the favorites, I just got the tip that there is the bet for Jukola, and I was writing down the odds, and the best is for Kove, surely.
It's a little bit over 4, so if you put 10 euros, you get 40 euros from Kove if they are winning.
Yeah, but they are just followed by the Göteborg with 5, and the third is Halden. And then there are a few teams which are a little bit over 10. It's Okaline, Paimion Rasti, Tampere and Pirinto, and TFK Lidingö.
And also Södertälje Nykvarn. And
yeah, and then there is the bet for the other winner. And I guess in this case it have to be this Tyrving.
Tyrving, yeah.
Who have a chance, I guess, from the teams which we didn't name. Or, of course, some other team also. But maybe they have a biggest one.
Yeah. And one team I discussed here before the relay was Ukopan Århus and Eskil Schöning running the first leg. And here are thoughts just before the start from Eskil.
And here, moments before start of the Jukola Ray, Eskil Schöning, Ukopan Århus first team. What are your feelings?
Well, actually my feelings is it's pretty good. A bit excited, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I know it's going to be pretty amazing. I ran the first leg last year as well, and it's just so many people. It's crazy. A lot of fighting out there, but yeah, it's going to be really good.
Jukola first leg is also an experience you want to have one day in your life. This is your second time. Pan Århus, what is your aim in this relay?
Well, we haven't got the best runners here because we have walk in 20 days, so they are at a training camp. So it's sort of the B team. But last year the team didn't have a really good relay, so they finished 51st, and that's the goal today as well, to beat that from last year, even though we haven't got the best team.
but that gives you, the other guys, then the possibility to show that we are earned this place in the first team. You followed the Venla relay and noticed certainly that it was a very demanding race. What are your expectations for Jukola?
Well, we saw that there was some big gaps in the relay, so I think that it'll be really tricky. And we heard that there was a lot of green and very tricky and rough terrain and forests out there. So I think you really have to get into the right forkings, otherwise you'll lose a lot of time. We saw that on the GPS. So it's just about security all the way, and then I think you'll get a good result. Yeah.
I wish you good luck, good legs and good brains in today's competition. Good luck for the race.
Thank you very much.
And here we have GPS coverage from the first leg, and all the top teams are together. Interesting to see Uko Panor, who's, as Eskil said, they have a little bit like the B team, because all the top Danish runners, most of them are running for Uko Panor, who are concentrating for World Championships.
Yeah, they have this special preparation model when they are spending during the last month or two. They have really long training camps, and I guess they still are in the Estonia, as we have seen even in the women's race, Uko Panor, who didn't have the best runners. So we cannot expect much from them.
And at the moment I have to say hello to Edwin Tonna. They're following us, have some nice night with us during this Jukola relay.
Yeah,
so
then I can greet to the Czech. I was just getting the message, so greetings to Bokovka.
Have a nice evening there following Jukola Live. And of course, remember our Twitter and Instagram using Jukola Live, hashtag Jukola Live and hashtag Jukola 2017, and also hashtag Jukola. You can give your hellos here to our studio. And now, as you can see, top teams, they are together, choosing quite the same route choices to the first control, but it's interesting to see what happens when they come to the first controls. US is saying here that in Mikkeli it was 4 kilometers to the first control, and as you have seen, they have been now running for 13 minutes, so quite a long first control also this year.
Yeah, but it seems that it seems they are together. For example, Okalina is last team, and they might lose already 1.5 minutes to the front teams. So, yeah, you can lose a lot even physically.
That's true. There is Jakob Andersson a little bit struggling there in the end of that group, and of course there is many others. So only here a little bit over 20 teams which are here on the GPS, followed by GPS out of almost 1,600 teams. This Jukola is like a Christmas to the orienteers here in Finland. And hopefully in the future also for the other nationalities, the amount of teams coming from other countries is being quite same during these years. And hopefully in the future also we could say that this is like a orienteering holiday to come here. Hopefully orienteers around Europe find Jukola so that you can also come here and experience the atmosphere.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice experience. Even if you are not the top athlete, you can spend a nice weekend here, living in the tent, as the Finnish teams are doing quite often. And I guess for everyone it's a challenge to finish the Jukola. What is your guess actually? How many teams are like pro orienteering teams, and how many are like some company teams and people who are doing orienteering once a year and then coming for those training competitions just before Jukola for a few weeks, for example?
Now you gave a really tough question, but the amount of the top teams which are fighting for top position, we could say that is maybe 80 to 100 teams, and then we have already there many second teams for the clubs, and then there is when we have 1,600 teams, maybe half of those are teams put up in the companies and with just French teams and so on, and also some teams are made in a spirit of Jukola and Seven Brothers, so there are still a couple of that kind of teams which are built from Seven Brothers running Jukola relay, like in Alexis Kivis Roman 7 veljestä, Seven Brothers. Here is the competition center. If you weren't following Venla relay, well, we can tell you that we are in the middle of Eno. We are part of Joensuu town, and here approximately 30 kilometers from Joensuu. And this is quite compact competition center. We have used to see Jukola often on the airfields or on a big fields like last year in Lappeenranta, and next year at Lahti we are going to be in the same place that we were at 1987 Halvälä airfield, old airfield. So it's quite compact competition center.
Yeah, we are paying a little bit by this long way to the starting point and a long way from last control. That might be also the reason why did some teams change the last leg runners compared to Teomila, because it's a really long run in, for example, and you can catch those places. You can catch places there, not minutes.
Yes, you have to still have strength when you come away from the forest over 500 meters from last control to finish line. So on that, if you count, for example, I followed Wojciech Kowalski's running during this week at Hamina in military world championships. There was this leg from last control to finish, maybe 250 meters, 300 meters. He was 11 seconds, 12 seconds faster than Leonid Novikov on a long distance on that. And he was just like flying. So this is like made for Kowalski. If he is in a top group, Tyrving first leg runner, when they are coming to the last leg, I put my money on Kowalski, who is first here at the finish.
Yeah, it's those first 3 legs, they are like long distance leg, I would say. It's a bit different compared to Venla, where it was more middle distance style. This is like quite a long legs. If I remember well, it's 12 kilometers, 13 kilometers the first leg,
yeah.
And then we have 14.2 to 14.4 kilometers the long night.
That's also the longest now, yeah.
That's a tough one. I was pre-running it in the morning, and I guess with a headlamp it will be pretty difficult and crucial leg. And then the third one is also 12.3 to 12.6 kilometers. So yeah, it's those are quite long distances for runners.
Yeah. As we mentioned, we have used to show that in Jukola, so-called long night, so-called långa natten, as we said in Swedish, and often talked about that in Teomila. It has been the third leg, but now it's the second one already, so it's very important to be in good positions after the first one. Although we saw in Venla relay that there were teams dropping down from the pole positions in the beginning and could climb up back, but here are now men coming to the first intermediate control, 4.1 kilometers, and it's called Ruukki. There, this control play is, and this is whole new area than in women's relay. And which team is there first? It's Angelniemen Ankkuri and Miika Kirmula, Helsingin Tunnista Topi Raitanen, Uko Delsen, Algiras Parcevicius, Lillumarka, Robert Merla, Uko Hammaren Sandviken, Rainer Mattias, Iktiisa, Viljus Aljunenas, Tyrving, Kowalski there, Vajakosken Terä, Ricardo Rankan, Uko Trian, Otto Simosas, Kristiansson, Ståle Gjersen, Järla, second team Halden, Wingstedt there is there. Hiidenkiertät, Lillumarkka, IFK Muras, Göteborg, Espoon suunta, Nydalens, KV, and Topi Anila on 19th place, 28 seconds behind, punching there. Then comes Vehkalahde, Veikot, UL Baseland, Swiss team, Timon Schweizer, Lynx, Turun Metsänkäve, third team. Uko Kore, Göteborg Majaka, second team, MS Parma, Ärla. And now 50 seconds since the first team, and with Mika Kirmula punch it there. Kirmula showed also very good races in the World Military Championship during this week. And now there is leading Hector Haynes, 1 minute behind Fossum, Tyrmin second team, Tampere Pyrinto second team, Pekkelaget, Kudagerkos, Kudagerkos running the first leg full. Raseborg, Hestra, Raimen, Ryken, Baseland second team. So Baseland, both teams have started very well. Stora Thoma, Pyrinto fourth team. We checked out the top teams. Järla, they're 118 behind. And now there is just this big group of runners at the first intermediate control. Södertälje there. Erik Lilliquist 127 behind. Stora Tuna, Ivan Shirakov 1.5 minutes behind. UL Norska second, where women were second in the Venla relay, and UL Norska. Jonas Matthys starting there 1.5 minutes behind. There's KV's second team. Linné 144. You said there that a little bit struggling was Jakob Andersson, but there he is in that group. We saw Ravinen of the top teams, 2 minutes behind. And now it's only one big line of men.
Yeah, the gaps are really small compared to the women's race. The men's were doing quite a good job, but I am still missing Malung, I would say.
Juha Peltola went there, man, who is had this interview in the beginning. They're 2.5 minutes behind. Uko Panorhus, Eskil Schöning there, and now comes Malungs, Rickard Björnesson, 2 minutes 40 seconds, and 146 is the position. Kouvolan suunnistajat was first at the starting place, Niklas Heikkilä, now they're 156. I remember once in Anjala, Koski and Jukola relay there, I had the forking in the beginning. It was a much more longer forking, the first control, and then I was maybe on the position 200 at the first TV control, and my clubmates were really, where is he? And then after that it was like forking after forking, and 2 kilometers before finish I was on a third place, and I was like, what happened? Then I made a small mistake, but those are wonderful feelings from Jukola. Everything is possible. They can be. I noticed there is Lahden suunnistajat organizing next year together with Holland suunnistajat.
Yeah, but they were, I think, 1.5 minutes faster to this intermediate control compared to the expectation of the course setter. So it seems they are running really fast.
They are doing really fast work. They were expected to be there with 21 minutes, and now they have. It was 19:30 when Mika Kirmula from Angelniemen Ankkuri punched their first. There in the top, when we look, Topi Raitanen, as we speculated, Helsingin suunnistajat, has a young team and good runners. Topi also coming to World Championships in Estonia, running for the sprint relay. Einari Heinaro running the next leg. Angelniemen Ankkuri are missing some good guys. Mikko Sirén, one of those. But still a good start. Kirmula on the first leg, and then Alexei Portnik on the second one.
Yeah, and we have Robert Merl from Lillomarka, the strong Austrian runner. He started also pretty well, and he's quite a strong runner.
That's true. And then UK Hammaren Sandviken, Rainer Mattias, there, Matthias Reiner and then Matthias Gröll, Swiss runners for Hamar and Sandviken, and they have started well. And also Reiner started quite behind with the competition number 753, so good start from there. And Wingstead doing as he should. He said that with this old there is no time for mistakes, and he hasn't done those, and they're on the 12th place, only 20 seconds behind.
Yeah, I have heard he was not in the beginning selected to the first team, but the Anshe was saying, oh, he's such a good shape, he should be in the first team, and now he's there.
Now he's there and running for the first leg, showing the youngsters how it should be done, and he is there with the youngsters. Miika Kirmula, very young, and Topi Raitanen, very young lads, both heading. And here some TV coverage from forest. There are a couple of these places where you just move from the control to the other, from the different area or forest area to the other. And now it has been 6, maybe soon 7 minutes, and 350 teams has crunched there at the first intermediate place, 4.1 kilometers. And as you said, the length of this leg is a little bit under 13 kilometers. And next place where we are getting information is 6.2 kilometers, so only 2 kilometers from here.
Yeah, there's expected running time 13 minutes between those two TV controls. So soon we will get another splits, and let's see if we will have some bigger gaps, because now it's just a long queue of runners. It's amazing.
And from at that area where we are getting new information, the terrain is totally different than it's here beside the competition area at Harpatti. And when you go on the south side of the area, and here Paimio Rasti now a little bit behind at the moment. Jesse Laukkarin there a little bit struggling. Now I have to check out what was the situation with Paimio at that moment. But many teams coming here.
Onko 85 kilosen kärki jo mennyt?
Yes, was there a little bit over 2 minutes behind at the first intermediate place. When we look at the teams, Södertälje, Erik Lindekvist got 1.5 minutes behind. From the top teams, Stura Tuna, Ivan Sirakov, 1.5 also. Nousava Voima, Ulenurska, they were together there. And Paimio Rasti, 1:37 behind, leading Angelniemi and Miika Kirmula at this control at 4.1 kilometers. But soon, very soon, we are waiting them to the next intermediate control at 6.2 kilometers. And then it's called Salpalinja, and the Salpalinja, it's a line made from out of rocks to protect Finland from invasion of a Russian army during in the history. And that is quite a remarkable thing to see also, if you want to see how in history men has put stones in a row, and it's approximately 10-20 meters wide, and stones 1 meter from each other there, so that the Panzerwagens are not coming over to Finnish side.
Yeah, I have seen many of those monuments or war leftovers here around Joensuu and North Karelia. So I guess it was quite a cruel war in here.
It's been so, but that's history. Now with friendship throughout sport also here. And now over 500 teams, almost soon 600 teams has punched it at 4.1 kilometers. And here you can see totally different terrain.
We haven't seen this picture during Venla relay, but as we can also see, it's quite bright still in the forest.
And that maybe makes it because they have been so fast in the beginning.
Yeah, I think with this this darkness you need the lamp just for reading the map, but you can quite easily see the shapes of the hills.
And there is also a small part of the area. And here you can see it's totally different than also on the map. And it has been, and here they are. Angelnimi, Helsingin suunnistajat, Trian, Lillumarkka out of GPS teams there in the lead. So Kirmula, Raitanen, Simosas, Finnish teams. Young lads there running in the lead, bringing their clubs at the moment in the lead. And there they come, lamps approaching. And we are not whispering yet because it's not so dark. No. We wait that darkness comes. A second left, second. Yes. And here they come. Two teams, and I believe they are Kirmula and Raitanen. Maybe they're just a couple of meters ahead of the others, and then a small gap to next one. Yes. Now heads are turning from right to left. Where is the control? They probably see the TV. Kirmula leading. Angelniemen Ankkuri and Miika Kirmula in a pole position. Now Topi Raitanen there just behind him. There they are punching. And then the third team will be there. Otto Simosas and Uku Trian Mainhokka. Yes. Uko Hammaren Sandvik, Lillumarkka, both teams there. Kristiansson, Tyrving, Norwegians, very good pace. Then comes Hiidenkierteet, Patana, Vehkalainen Veikot and Andris Jubelis, Latvian runner. And there is Tero Föhr on the second and Wingstedt for Halden, Nydalens, Lilland, Denzel, Göteborg, Beimer. And then comes Schwarzheiger for Baseland. Hanging on that group, and now a small gap. 15 teams in 30 seconds. And then a small gap, and there is Arla, KV, MS Parma, three teams together, and there are 15 seconds behind the first group together. Kankuat Vajakosken, Terä, Ricardo Rankan, Viljons Jonas, Iktisa Lynx, Göteborg, Majornas Andrala, second team, Järla, second team, Rajamäe Rykmenti, second team, Basaland, second team, and they are 1 minute behind. Leading Angelniemen Ankkurit, Helsingin suunnistajat duon. Hämeenlinnan suunnistajat was there Zen Benevirche and Espoon suunta, Lari Pernu, Hiisirasti, IFK Muuras, Hestra, Styrätuna there, Sirakov 1.5 minute behind, Raasepori, Pyrintö, Pascal Pucci 1.5 minute behind. Top teams Kurikka, Trollen, Järla, Hellen. Ikallista nouseva voimme second team, Halden second team, Reens BK and Konstantin Serjabin there. And Uel Norska on a 47th place, 140 behind is Matthews Rajamäe Rykmenti leading there, 152, and Hector Haynes behind. And here comes now, we have 60 teams, 66 teams, Södertälje there, and then Paimio Rasti, Jesse Laukkanen, 2 minutes and 9 seconds. He needs to now catch up a little bit. That's a little bit. So when there is Bartosz Pawlak running next leg.
Yeah, but in Jukola it's not so important to be in, of course it's better to be in front, but it's not so important to be in the group because there is a forking on this long flag, so it's a bit different compared to Tiomila.
Yes, Mukoline And Jakob Andersson, 2.5 minutes also there. Of this small Igalisten nouseva voima. Vesa Taanila, a little bit struggling. The second team was there already for Ikalinen, and Taanila now almost 3 minutes behind. Fredrikstad there on a punching there together with Lahden suunnistajat. And Froll, 7th last year, and now Stian Sundqvist is 3 minutes behind at that moment. At the halfway, we could say, because length is 30 kilometers and last 500 meters is just to run, so 60 kilometers still to orienteer this leg. What do you say, Jan? Situation at the second intermediate place. Angelnimi, Helsinki, 3 Jan. Hammarensan 2 Lillomarkka teams, Merl and Spets running there, very good. 2 Swiss runners, Merl from Austria.
Yeah, it seems all the favorites are in 2 minutes. I think the only team which is missing is Malung. They are struggling a bit. They were third last year, and now they are. I think they already passed this TV control, but I haven't seen how much they are. They are here 3.5 minutes behind, so they are losing a lot. But the other teams, they are in the game.
That's true. So only Malung's a little bit behind there. Richard Björnesson now having some troubles in the beginning, in the first half of this first leg.
But I was checking the last year result, and this Angenemin Ankuri, Mika Kirmula, he was the third on the first leg last year, so it seems he might be the first leg specialist.
He is that, and he is in a good shape. He showed that also during last week's World Championships in military games, and here is now the special thing about the first leg. Very long and demanding course, and it's interesting to see if there is different route choices or just all following what the first man is doing, and then others are following, or are they doing some exercise. And here are now specialties for this leg.
Yeah, so there are shown 3 different route choices on the map, and it seems everyone is taking this southern one. Only Malung is trying maybe to catch something by the different route choice.
And this blue one, it's interesting. If you have good legs, that might be the route choice to do.
It's actually my favorite, even it's a bit longer, but you are running a hard surface all the time. I don't know if the runners have even realized there is this route choice, but yeah, it's pretty good one, but
it's 300 meters longer than the green one, which I believe these top teams are now taking. Also there, of course, a small path under your legs running throughout.
But they are taking quite clever choice, I would say, because there is the easiest way how to attack the control is from the top. As we can see, this green area before the control, if you go straight, it have to be really difficult, and as we are outside, it's getting darker and darker, it will be more and more difficult.
That's true, and here they are now. Angelnimi turning left here, and interesting to see if they are taking the path here from the south side. I believe so. Top teams, they are together, and very good runners. Kirmula, Raitanen, keeping the pace there in the lead. And as I mentioned, Lillumarkka, both teams there, first and second team, Merl Spets, good start. And on this next league, they had Nicholas Oskarsson and Helmut Gremmel running for Lillumarkka. And I would say it's wonderful to see the young runners there coming in the pole here. Kirmula, Ratan and Simosas holding the pace. But also Tyrving, Wojciech Kowalski is in that group, only 15 seconds behind. And this suits Kowalski, I believe.
Yeah, it's quite running by a path, so it's the thing he's used to. He can like rest and relax a little bit before they step into the terrain again. And it's a bit pity that they were all together on this TV control, that they could see the teams. There were not so big gaps between. Yeah. Otherwise, we would see, I think, different route choices from the team. But as we have them all together, they don't want to risk to take own route choice. So they are running all together.
That's true, but of course, although here on TV GPS coverage, Malung is alone there, but of course there are many teams with him there. Björnesson is not running alone, as we know. There are many teams which are not on a GPS coverage. But interesting solution from the course setters that they have on the first leg so long control gap, so which everyone has, and there is no forking on this place.
Yeah.
Now interesting to see, because Malung has now turned straight here, and although we were thinking that he is going around, totally around that, but not doing that route choice.
Yeah, let's see if he is going the straight option. I guess he will. And we are expecting to have next TV control, I think, in 24 minutes from previous one. And I guess it might be the time which will take to run this long leg, because it's a really long one.
I get the information here from Eivind Tonna. The Lillumarkka's manager is old skier champion Vidar Benjaminsen, so he must be happy at the moment when both Lillumarkka teams are in the top. It looks good for the Norwegians. And there are also Kristiansand, Tyrving, the Norwegian teams. From the Swedish teams, Hammar and Sandviken at the moment the best, and then Denzel, Göteborg in that group. But I believe during this very long course, the group is getting closer and closer each other. ULV Baseland, best Swiss team, and Iktisa as waited, the Lithuanian team. I've been by myself waiting for the top Russian teams to be together, but it's often so that the Russians, they are running for the Nordic teams and not for their home clubs. There are only a couple of top runners in each small club in Russia, and many of the top runners from there are running for the top teams. How is it in Czech? Many top Czech runners are also running for the Nordic teams.
We have usually the Nordic teams. Sometimes there are some Czech teams starting on Jukola, but basically they take it like holidays. Those are usually orienteers. They came here for orienteering, but the top athletes who are in the national team, they always have a Scandinavian club.
That's true. And it's now very interesting to follow this, what happens next time when we are getting information from the forest will be on a third intermediate control after 10 kilometers. and it takes a while before the men are there.
But now we can see there is a different route choice. So not everyone is taking the southern one. And I was just making a split in the GPS before, and it seems the group is quite compact. There is about 2.5 minutes between the first and last team with the GPS. But it will be quite interesting. It's Lilomarka, IFK Göteborg, and Hidden Kitayat, and they will attack the control from quite difficult area, I would say.
That's true, and we saw also Malung now heading there in very difficult, and I believe there he is losing a time taking that. Although if he finds the small path to this open area, it's possible to gain also, but it looks a little bit different. There are now, as you said, Lilomarka and in the lead in that group, taking that another route choices to the left.
Yeah, they are trying
Merle in the lead.
They are trying to avoid the hill, and actually it was my favorite. Also, it was the first choice which I chose was under the line and attack from this green area. But then the corsetter were smiling to me and saying, "Okay, this is."
We'll see how they end this route choice. Are they running until the end of this path, and then pushing straight ahead throughout the green to the control? And now, interesting to see. Angelniemi, Helsingin suunnistajat, Trian there on the south side, and then Lilomarka heading in the lead on the northern side. So interesting. What's the situation after this long course? But this is one thing that the corsetters has planned, that they have to have something extra on the first leg, and this is what they are giving us, a very long course here and around the Harpatti hill. And Angelniemi, Helsingin suunnistajat, Trian, Halden now starting to climb up, and now you see the difference. There is quite a lot of green ahead of Lilomarka, Göteborg and Hidden Kiertäjät. Then they are pushing until the end there. And on that area, there are not so many paths made by Venla runners, so interesting to see. And here, now, coverage from the forest. Beautiful images from this path. And I believe this is now the southern route.
Yeah, it looks like this small path, so...
Yeah, this is a little bit earlier when they were entering this house at the middle of there, where we have now end of this GPS tail.
Yeah, so of course now it seems the northern option is faster because they avoid the hill and they are running quite a big road. But I guess it will change in a
few moments when they enter the green area.
And suddenly the southern part
becomes more faster, yeah.
Because they are running downhill to the control, but still it's quite difficult control attacking even from the top.
From the both sides, it's really damaging. We saw that in Venla relay when they entered.
Yeah, it's you are running full speed down the slope, and there are not so many distinctive features. And again, they will have to know where they are entering the green if they are going from south. So it's challenging.
And it's interesting to follow also here from the window what's happening here at the competition center. There are many people looking at two big screens and just watching what's happening in the forest. Who is first there on the control, left or the right side now? And here, the competition center here at the center of Eno. People are enjoying and staying a night out in the tents beside the competition area. And now, interesting to see, they have to keep the level, Lilomarka, Göteborg, MS Parma and heidän kiertäjät to avoid the mistakes. And of course, then Angelniemi, Helsingin suunnistajat, Halden, Trian, KVD, also Lynx, maybe 1 minute behind. They have been very accurate with the course and taking the course with the compass there. Now, it would be nice to be sitting there on this control and waiting when you have maybe seen from the phone that what's happening from the left or the right side. That the first comes. Oh, it's first here.
Yeah, but it's true that they have this small forest road which should stop Lilomarka and TFK Göteborg. So there is quite a nice line object before the control where they can find the exact position, because it seems they are not going straight road right now, but I guess they will relocate when they will reach this forest road.
I'm checking the GPS here behind the pace what they are keeping. So IFK Göteborg 8 kilometers per hour at the moment, and then Halden and other teams, Trian, they're coming upside. They are not so much faster, 9 to 10 kilometers per hour heading towards the control zone. But then now they were throughout the small green area. Soon Lilomarka, MS Parma, Göteborg are seeing this narrow path, which was the route choice if you were running around totally from the with the road heading towards this control. And it's possible that some not GPS club is running there, but we'll see that now they are on the path, and Angelniemi has found the same path from the another side here heading Halden and Wingsted. He promised us not to make mistakes.
Yeah.
So if you are counting on Wingsted, you know that you are going straight to the control. Very interesting to see what happens now when they enter the control. This is the Jukola by his best. From this control, we are not getting our TV coverage or information. It's a couple of controls forward from this first leg until the runners are at Egypt, as it said here.
But it should be like in 24 minutes after the last TV control, and we have already nearly 21 minutes of running since the first team were in the previous one.
Yes, that's true.
So it will be quite soon.
Quite soon they are on a next TV control, and it looks to be that they are the same time. So not big difference. Both groups executed their route choices very well, and no mistakes made. And now there is again a big group of teams together heading towards the next control. Very interesting situation now. And Simo Martoma promised us that after the first leg he will come here to join us for a moment, and then we can ask him about his thoughts on what happened during the first leg. Now we are at 10 kilometers. Third intermediate control of this leg, and there they are coming. They are together in the lead. Same three teams. Angelniemi, Helsingin Student, OK Trian, and then comes Halden, Wingsted. Number 5 is there. Göteborg, Denseln. Baseland, Hiisirasti, Lillumarkka, second team, Rastikurikka, MS Parma, Lillumarkka, first team, UK Hammaren, Sandviken, Tyrving, Kristiansand, Sturatuuna, KV, Lynx, 18 teams, and then Hiiden kiertäjät, Hämeenlinnan suunnistajat, Äärla, Helstra, Järla, second team, Baseland, second team, Turun metsänkävijät, Tampereen pyrintö, Iktiisa, Vaikosken terä, Vehkalahden veikot, Hiiden kiertäjät, second team. The group is now gathered. So this long course didn't make differences. It took the group together again.
But it seems those first teams, they were there was a small gap behind.
Yeah.
And as we see from a GPS, are they doing a mistake actually?
There, Linné and Frohl are now.
It seems they don't have a control, or they are.
Where they are, yeah.
Or they are searching for the TV. So.
Yes. So now we have 31 teams among 45 seconds. When we have, before this one, it was 22 teams among 1 minute. But now we have a cap behind also. The first group out of 31 teams. And now comes GMUK's second team there. And this is the next group. Ikalista nouseva voima second team, KV second team, Kangasala is there. Followed by Lahden suunnistajat, Panu Århus second team, Hellen, IFK Muras, Södertön, EUOC from Great Britain. Vaikosken terä second team, Sevedalens, Linné second team, Metsänkävijät second team, Nordwest, Göteborg Majorna, Ravinen, Södertön Orientering second team, Hemming, Troeng, Fossum, Bergsets, AIK, Tampereen pyrintö second team, and Nyland second team is the next group. And they are among 30 seconds, these teams from 32nd place to 56th, 57th. Black Sea OK from Russia, they are the last team. There is the next group out of 30. So 31 teams, first group, and then from 32nd to 50, 25 teams in the next one.
And now it's really difficult to get from one group to another. I remember one year when we split into the groups, it was nearly impossible to catch the one in front of you.
And from the top teams.
And it's going to be work for Carl Vorkas, who is now a little bit behind, 30 seconds actually. So let's see if he can climb up into the group in front of him.
Yes, that's true. So very, very interesting situation now. Kadukarkos Bekkela gets first leg runner there all alone. 2:27 behind. And now this is so-called third group. Coming there, Angenamokki, Hiisirasti, and there is Sturatuuna, Halden, second team post Sturatuuna. Paimiorasti now 3.5 minutes behind. And there is also Nydalens, Fredrikstad, and the only second team of the small numbers. There were Ylistaron kilpailuvelit Mikko Hölsö, 3:40 behind Vaikosken teräs, third team. Linné now 4 minutes, Jakob Andersson behind Angenen Mankkurit, Hiisirasti and UK Trian already at the moment, and they are now in this third group. Malung's second team, Pellonponsi, UK Kore, 4 minutes behind, punching there.
Yeah, it seems when we were watching the GPS and wondering if they are making a mistake or not, it seems it was quite a big mistake for those teams who didn't pass yet.
So here is running the order at 10 kilometers. Angelin Ankkuri Helsingin suunnistajat UK Trian in the lead, followed by Halden, Göteborg, Denzel, Baseland, Hiisirasti, Lillumarkka, Rastikurikka, Sergei Dobrinin running for Rastikurikka, and Dambasau for MS Parma. And here now coming Frohl IL together with Södertälje. Erik Lilliquist is now behind 4:55. Frohl is there. Also Järla, first team. Ivan Kuchmenko 5 minutes behind, leading teams Tiisaren, Ikallisten nouseva voima, over 5 minutes. This is remarkable things for this.
And as I told, in the long leg they were all together. The gaps were not bigger than 2.5 minutes. So it was there in the end of this long leg where they were losing, I guess, or just before the TV control. And those were quite a big mistakes, I have to say, because they are losing much more time.
And here, I'm going to be a little bit there heading, but taking it very smoothly, this control after this long course.
Yeah, and we are there. They don't have a control.
And now Nydal and Linné, Ikallisten nouseva voima.
So
and Taanila making biggest mistake here. Oh,
it's really difficult to relocate in this.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they even relocate or they are just running towards the runners who are leaving the control.
Yeah, there was that Norska also making mistake there. So it's you have to be concentrated on your own work. You are not just running behind on the others' backs.
Yeah, it might be that they have seen people leaving the control, so they just try to catch them. And suddenly they were on the way towards the next control, as we have seen. So it's really important to read the map all the time, not just to try to follow the other runners.
And now there is these next teams to arrive here. And the gap is now 7 minutes to the leading groups. There is also Navi, nowadays club for Olli-Markus Taivainen. And some small clubs. But did you notice that I have to check out now Malungs?
No, I think they haven't passed yet. Yeah, I can see it from GPS. They didn't still visit this TV control, so it seems they are again struggling. They always have a really strong team and doing quite a good job, but usually it's a one leg which make some mistakes.
And now it looks that Malungs has the problems and at the first leg already.
But of course last year they were doing really well as they were number 3, but it seems it will be difficult to reach this place this year.
That's true, because the gap is now over 8 minutes and not yet here. Soon should be there at this control. Rickard Björnesson, is he in this group? Number 3. We checked out where he is coming there. Very big numbers. There are Konnerud, Karpeluulo, Norska second team, Ärla second team, and there is Malungs also 8 minutes 32 seconds behind. There is also UK Panorhus, Eski Schöning, over 8 minutes now behind. Turun suunnistajat, Olli Huhtinen, punching there. Christian Sands second team. And now this is, I believe, it's just one big group now when they are coming here. Maybe small caps, but now it looks to be so that there is just coming Orientiro after Orientiro to this control at 10 kilometers.
Yeah, and as we can see, it's darker and darker in the forest, so it's going to be more and more difficult suddenly, and you have to use your compass really carefully. And even those flat parts which we have seen with the TV controls before this long leg, they will start to be really demanding for runners. They have to maybe slow down and double check everything. And it will be a challenge to follow it.
And next TV control, Hippo Särkkä it's called. And that will be the last TV control at 11.7 kilometers. 12 minutes from this control, which we are now having 217 teams. And Uro Ruslagen as a 218th team is expected to running time will be 12 minutes. So they have now used 10 minutes. So soon we are waiting top teams at next intermediate control at Heposärkkä.
And we can see from our GPS that there is one team in front, and it's Ankuring. So
Yes, it now looks good for Mika Kirmula there in the lead, followed by then this big group. They were a little bit different. Maybe route choices, and here now at the dark forest they are approaching next intermediate control, and this is the control we have seen women already earlier today. And now, is it Kirmula all alone?
So as we have seen in the women's race, this control is quite close to the finish. So what is your guess?
If Kirmula is there alone and it looks like this, I believe he has the strength to take it until the end. But then, of course, how close are the others? Ratan, a very strong runner, and
yeah, he might not wear GPS, maybe, or
Ratan has GPS.
Okay.
Helsingin suunnistat. And now we have to just wait and see. But also, where is Wojciech Kowalski and E.L. Tyrving? If Tyrving is in that group and punching at the same time on the second last control, I put my money on Wojciech Kowalski for that. And here have we now the lamps. Who is it to be there? 71.
Okay.
Rasti Kurikka, Sergei Dobrinin. But there was Göteborg Majornas and Joakim Eliasson came from the NATO direction, and they are now in the lead, surprisingly. And then there comes number 5, IFK Göteborg, Max Peter Beimer, followed by 22, which is Turun Metsäkävijät, Antonio Martinez Perez. Hiisirasti, Dimitri Nakonechny also very rough runner. And there is Tyrving, Kowalski 30 seconds behind, and it's still possible for Kowalski to take the lead. And here comes now Teams KV, Tampere Pyryntä, UK Trian, MS Parma Baasalan, Iktisa, Hammaren Sandviken, 52 seconds behind. And UK Denzel on the 19th place. And now this group of 31 has split.
Yeah, it's just a 19
teams. Rasti Kurikka, IFK Göteborg, Turun Metsäkävijät, Hiisirasti, Halden, Tyrving, Järla, Lillumarkka. And here is in a small picture, leader of this race, Sergei Dobrinin. Antti Iivari going out on the next leg. Antti is getting a good place to start. And here comes at the same time next teams. To that there is Kangasala, Kristo Heinman, Estonian runner, followed by Hestra, Martin Alberi and Rajamäen Rykmentti Hannu-Pekka Pukema. And they have Sander Vaher from Estonia on the next leg. And now, interesting to see who has the strongest legs. They are looking at the map and maybe noticing that now it's just to run and taking back after back. And as I said, there was Wojciech Kowalski 30 seconds behind, Nakonechny, Wingstead there, Densler, Merle, Ust-Kjukovs, Loukkalahti, Otto Loukkalahti for Hiidenkerta second team, also very good runner. And here they are at the last control at the moment. Rasti Kurikka and Sergei Dobrinin all alone, and the gap is there behind, quite big, surprisingly.
Yeah, but it's still a long run-in, so, but it seems he's good shape, his running looks fine, so
Antonio Martinez Perez for Turun metsänkävijät, Dimitri Nakonecki, Hiisirasti, Max Peter Beimer, Göteborg, Wojciech Kowalski now 19 seconds only behind, so he has taken 11 seconds from last control during these 600 meters, so can he catch up Sergei Dobrinin in the lead when Dobrinin is heading towards the competition center and bringing the team Rasti-Kurikka in the lead, followed by their Antonio Martinez Perez from Turun metsänkävijät. Now interesting to see how close, only couple hundreds of meters to run, and here comes Rasti-Kurikka and Sergei Dobrinin as the first man, and I believe it's going to be enough.
There is this Antonio Martinez. He is closing the gap, but I guess he will not make it.
Yes, it's
he was
close,
second last year on the first leg, so he will be second maybe again this year.
Yeah, second many times. So there's and here they come. Last little hill to climb. Dobrinin in the lead, Martinez Perez, Nakonechny, Beimer, Kowalski, Wingstedt, Mer, Loukkalahti, Denzel, Simosas, Anjala, Patana, Butch, Tambasau, Aliunas, Schweitzer, Rainer, Parchevicius, Heinemann. 19 teams has punched the last control, and here they are. Martinez Perez is coming closer and closer, but it's going to be still Sergei Dobrinin. Or is it going to be no? Martinez Perez taking it here. No. At the same time, quite same equal time. Martinez Perez. They were at the same time. Rasti-Kurikka and Turun metsänkävijät punching at the final, and then. But when they are giving the map to the next runners, Turun metsänkävijät will be first to go out. Daktali going out. Antti Ivari for Rasti-Kurikka. Then comes Hiisiraski, Dimitri Nakonecki, Sergei Detkov going out. Göteborg, Beimer giving the map to Johan Högstrand, Tyrving, Kowalski, Turgay Norpesh, and then Hiidenkiertäjät second team, Otto Loukkalahti and the smaller brother Vilho Loukkalahti going out. Lillomarkka. There is Halden first, Wingstedt, and then Erik Kamstrud Hovind. Lillomarkka, Robert Mell changing to Nicolas Oskarsson, MS Parma, UK Trian, Iktiissa KV, Tampereen Pyrintö, Pascal Puch, and then Elias Kuukka. If you have maybe seen Tampereen Pyrintö's video out of the team concentration, or have you? It's been on social media. Check out the Tampereen Pyrintö's team. It's shown that Elias Kuukka is driving a bus and taking all the other with him in that bus during the second leg of Jukola.
Yeah, he made this for a few times on Teomila long night, so I guess he can make it again today.
Now we have 19 team, 18 team among 1 minute. Hiidenkiertäjät and Mikko Patana was on the 19th place, and there is Leonid Novikov going out for the second leg. Kangasala half a minute behind Hiidenkiertäjät. Kristo Hemmän now. Tuomo Istolahti starting alone. This half a minute, that can be quite remarkable. Captain Hestra here, and then we have 10 teams arriving here. Helsinki's tourista Topi Raitanen has made, and Miika Kirmola made mistakes in the end. 1 minute 50 seconds. Both teams were in the top during whole leg, and now almost 2 minutes behind. And now Einari Heinaro and Alexei Bortnik has to start the chase. Stura Tuna, Ivan Sirakov was in that same group. Joakim Svensk going out, and in Stura Tuna's team there is Svensk brothers, 4 times Svensk in that team. Quite interesting to see Stura Tuna here. Now Joakim Svensk running the second leg, then Jesper Svensk on the third, then the youngest out of brothers Viktor Svensk on the 5th, and then Emil Svensk on the last leg. So almost like 7 brothers. And what happens there? There is Miika Kirmula waiting in the here. Angelinen Ankkuri and Miika Kirmula came in. And Alexei Bortnik is not there. What a shame. And here now comes Bortnik and starting 3 minutes. So he lost 1 minute there.
I think he should expect him to come quite soon, as he was leading nearly all the time. So
that's true. And situation now at the moment is so that Rasti-Kuriikka Sergei Dobrinin came in first together with Antonio Martinez Perez. He's Rasti, Dimitri Nakonechny, third one here. And then Göteborg, Tyrving, Hidenkiertäjät, Halden, Lillumarkka, Amstparma, Buco, Trian was the top 10. And now, here beside me comes Sergei Dobrinin from Rasti-Kuriikka. Congratulations, good first leg.
Oh, thanks.
Were you surprised that you was in the lead?
Yes, it was a surprise because I have maybe 2 mistakes. So and run really hard. Oh, I'm really feeble.
So it was a tough first leg.
Yes.
What did you like? There was some quite interesting things that the course setters gave you. A very long course there in the middle of the race.
Oh.
Was it tough one?
Sorry, my English is not very good.
Yeah, but I know it's been a very hard pace.
Yes.
Throughout. But then you have strength here in the end to the last controls. When did you notice that you were in the lead?
Oh no, I don't feel it because I'm running in the long train.
Yeah.
And run was too big, too long control. So and then on 12 control I ran on the road. So it was a lot of people and I run and after was 3 very hard control on the stone area. It was very difficult orienteering, but for me it was okay.
Easier pace and tough orienteering. Yeah.
Oh. Really nice.
How does it look now for Rasti-Kuriikka? What was your aim? Did you put some that we want to be in the top 10, top 20, top 30? What was your aim?
I don't know. Maybe top 30.
Okay, but it started well. Congratulations for the excellent run, Dimitri, for this very good run, and good luck for the team.
Oh, thanks.
There was Sergei Dobrinin from Rasti-Kuriikka. He was together with Antonio Martinez Perez at the same time there on the finish line. And now we check out a little bit the teams here behind the top teams. It's been now 6.5 minutes since Rasti-Kuriikka and Turun Metsänkävijät punch it here on our at the finish. So at the moment we checked here small numbers. Fruliel, number 7, just came in and was 6 minutes behind leading teams. IFK leading just behind him, Victor Haynes on the 17th place. And now Södertälje Yukan orienteering, Erik Lilliquist, 6:46 behind Rasti-Kuriikka and Turun Metsänkävijät.
Yeah, this is a group where they were making the mistake after the long leg. So they are losing about the same time, I think, after they were losing after the long leg.
What do you say about the Turun Metsänkävijät team now? They're on the next leg is Doug Tully, then Antti Parjanne, Martins Sirmais, Alexander Cepelin, Jussi Suna, and Yannick Michiels, Belgium, on last leg.
I think all the names are quite familiar and they are quite experienced run. Doug Tully is Englishman, I think,
Yes.
and then Antti Parjanne, he is for many years in the Finnish elite. So they have a pretty good team for night, but I guess there are not so big gaps between the first teams, so they will run together in the group, in the first group, and I guess it was the most important to do not lose so much in the first leg, and we have few teams there, or quite many favorites who are still there in the leading group.
That's true, and we saw here in GPS that it was IFK Göteborg and Johan Högstrand in the lead. And it was on the first legs Max Peter Beimer running for IFK Göteborg. And here we got a little bit what did Max Peter Beimer thought about this first leg after finishing.
10-mila-segraren IFK Göteborg, Max Peter Beimer. Grattis till ett fantastiskt första sträckslöp.
Tack så mycket.
Hur var det ute i skogen?
Ja, jag hade hört från tjejerna innan att det var fint och det var det verkligen. Det var ingenting att klaga på. Det var fina sträckor och fint terräng, så att, jag kände mig i bra form och då är det rätt gött.
Fick du jobba själv eller hade du sällskap hela vägen?
Nej, jag hade i princip sällskap hela vägen, men jag kände att jag hade lite annan gaffel i början, så jag fick inte med mig så mycket folk, men det är ju som jag gjorde som man ska. Jag bara körde på i mitt tempo och märkte att jag plockade folk, och sen så tänkte jag inte riktigt, utan typ jag såg inte så mycket lampor, och då visste jag att det var uppe i toppen.
Tack så mycket.
Tack.
Max Peter Beimer saying here that he felt confident throughout the race and just pushing and pushing. He felt that his shape at the moment is good, and it was a good terrain, good orienteering throughout the course, and he saw that he knew that in the end that there was only a couple of laps ahead of him, so he knew that he was in the lead. And now Göteborg, MS Parma, Tampereen Turinta, Turun Metsäkävijät, Lillumartta KV out of GPS teams, and then Uko they're a little bit behind, heading towards the first controls.
Seems Göteborg is doing quite the same work as they were doing on 10-mila. They were doing a perfect orienteering there, not so many mistakes. Now they are again in the lead already. They didn't struggle at all on the first leg, so it seems they are quite ready and doing a really good job. It will be difficult to beat them.
That's true. Now Johan Högstrand, then Vedlerud, Ratan, Jonas Blilblad, Fredrik Edin, Fredrik Backman, and Eskil Shinneberg, very tough end. Shinneberg was on the 5th place in World Cup beginning in Finland this spring, and now there is Högstrand leading the group at the moment. Also there can be Sergei Detkov from Haze Rasti and Antti Ivari maybe from Rasti Kurica, which don't have, and Vilho Loukkalahti from Hidenkerta at second team, which don't have GPS equipment with them. And here at the finish, it's the one big line of athletes, runners heading at the finish. We have now soon 160 there, 160 teams at the chains, and it's been 12 minutes since the first teams were here. There is Brazilian military team quite well on the 164th place, 12 minutes behind the leading groups. And if you look at small numbers here, Tullinge almost 12 minutes behind on the 145th place. And now Malungs comes in. What a shame. 12.5 minutes behind Rickard Björnesson, and now Erik Rost has to put one gear in and on the side and then just passing Kais.
Yeah, but I think Erik Rost is really good orienteer, so he can pass quite many teams because he don't need he can orienteer himself. He don't need the help from any other teams. So he will lift up the team. The question is how much. For sure they will not reach a place like they did last year. Maybe they are fighting for a podium for top 25 teams. So let's see.
Let's see how high can Rost climb during this long second leg, which is the longest one of this night. Here's the situation at the first change.
Yeah, but if we go through the teams, for example, it's quite interesting to see that for Kove there is running Alexander Kratov, who is well known for his performances from Tiomila long night, and this year they select him for a second leg, and we will see if he can still make miracles in the night.
That's true. Maybe Kratov hasn't been in that good shape that has been weighted, but still he is a well-known night orienteer throughout the world, and now we'll wait and see. Is it Kratov in the lead? And as we picked up here, Tampereen Pyrintö earlier, and Elias Kuukka, he has been also doing excellent works, runs throughout the night in Tiomila and also in the Jukola earlier years, although he is quite young runner.
Yeah, and then there are the teams who have to catch up some time, and it's Södertälje Nikvarn with Kent Olsson. And I can see here that for Okalin is running Milos Dikodim, my friend from a Czech team. He was doing a really good job on a long night this year on Tiomila. I was running the same group with him, and I was struggling a lot in the end, so I guess he can lift up the team also. And after him there is Erasmus Andersson, so they have two really strong runners, so I guess they will lift the position.
Yes, and the teams which are a little bit behind from the top 50 teams from last year is Buco Orion from Sweden. Ola Andersson has came into finish on a position 211, 15 minutes behind leading, and now surprisingly very quiet here on the final straight here, and now we are having their group of 6-7 teams, and it's been now over 17 minutes since the first teams went out to the next leg, and when we check out the timetable for the men's, it's again 22 minutes. We are waiting these guys to the first intermediate control at 3.9 kilometers. So it takes a small while before they are there. When we look the runners from the second leg, we picked up here Kratov and Kuukka, and
but also Torgen Norbech is quite a good orienteer, maybe not anymore in the national team if I remember well,
yes.
But before he was running in the Norwegian national team, so EL Tirving, they might be us.
And also interesting to see Leonid Novikov for Hidden Kiertät starting 1 minute behind the first teams. How well he is coming there. He has also a tough week behind him, running 3 competition during last week in military championships.
And of course Einari Heinaro, who is going to the World Champs, am I right?
Yes, running a long distance race there. And he has in soon that's 150 behind, leading Turun Metsänkävijät here at the finish. Einari Heinaro went out together with Alexei Bortnik and from Angelniemi Rankkurit.
Of course there is Joakim Svensk from Stora Tuna, really strong Swedish runner.
And then we go forward behind, pick up Vehkalan Veikot and Tero Föhr. Their
There is a quite difficult work for Bartosz Pavlak from Paimion Rusty.
4.5 minutes behind the West Paimio at the moment. And here they are. First teams, Tampereen Pyrintö and Elias Kuukka already in the lead, followed by Arto Talvinen and Vilho Louhkala. So the youngsters, Finnish youngsters in the lead. What a situation. And that is very good for Tampereen Pyrintö. And now the gap is over half a minute before the next team comes. Surprisingly, these three teams are alone in the lead. Elias Kuukka has started very well. And the so-called Tampere bus is in the lead. And IFK Göteborg, Johan Högstrand there on the fourth place, 54 seconds behind. 53 seconds, 54 seconds. And then, who is the next one? It's Halden. Erik comes through Huvind, punching there, 1 minute 10 seconds. And then a small cup, then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6, 7 lamps approaching this control. Turun metsänkävijät. There is a Lillomark first, Iktisa. Nicholas Oskarsson, Jonas without the Squildis there. Then Denseln, Ole Kalered, 1.5 minutes. And then Easy Rusty, Turun metsänkävijät, Sergei Detkov, Doug Tully there, 1:40 behind. But now we are missing Tyrving is there now. Next one, Turkey Norbesh. Punching there, 1:52 behind. This is a first leg runner. This one here. It's going to be a long night for him. But as you can see, everybody doing their best. Number 1, KV Gratov, 2 minutes together there with Baseland.
Yeah, he was missing in the beginning.
Yeah. Kaspar Hagler running for Baseland.
Yeah, Alexander, he was starting 38 seconds behind, and now he is 2 minutes. So
he has made some mistakes in the beginning, and now this is only for the second leg, this area, and now Tampereen Pyrintö, MS Parma, Hiiden kiertäjät are there together, and then comes the next group there. Vahjakosken terä Helsingin suunnistajat, Uko Hammaren Sandviken, Stura Tuna, Joakim Svensk now 3 minutes behind. Kangasala Asko also there, and who is the next one? That's Rasti Kurikkaan Tiivari. He went out first there, and it's a tough place for Antti. And I'm missing now from the top teams my home club, Equatorial. Where is Jörgen Wikholm?
now we can see some mistakes.
Small mistake there. They went to pass to the path and then come back, and now Göteborg has catch up. He can see top 3 teams, Pyrintö, Parma, Hiiden kiertäjät, and now he is there. And then there is still a cap, so now we have 4 teams in the lead. It's Elias Kuukka in the lead, and now they could pick up from that spot, but that's from that bus stop, IFK Göteborg and Johan Högstrand. So, like Pyrintö guys made in the video, it's going to be Elias Kuukka traveling in the lead, and with him is MS Parma Arto Talvinen, Hiiden kiertäjät Vilho Louhkalahti, and now a little bit behind, but I believe Högstrand can see the lamp of top 3 teams. Esa Huttunen was there, Fossum Equatorial also. Turun metsänkävijät has punched there. Vehkalahden Veikot now terror there. After him Hemming orientering Severdal Saiko, Northwest, Hämeenlinnan suunnistajat, Juri Kirjanov, then Ukolin second team, Paimio Rasti, Bartosz Pawlak, 5 minutes behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö now when...
It was 4:23 after the start, so he's again losing a little bit of time. And it's going to be more and more difficult to climb and catch the front teams.
That's true. Although Paimio has a very strong end, but they need to be closer and closer to catch up, because also the other teams has very strong runners in the last 2-3 legs. If we look, for example, Tampereen Pyrintö, there is Aleksi Niemi, Florian Hovald and Johan Runesson there. And now the next intermediate control will be at 6.2 kilometers.
Yeah, and we are still missing from the favorites Södertälje Nikvarn and Oka Line, Mora,
Linne Järla leading also. Nydalen, and soon they are coming to this hill here beside this small lake, and there is now Södertälje's second team, Trolleg from Norway on the 46th place, 6:46 behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö. And then next we are waiting there Södertälje, Uelnorska, Ravinen to come to this intermediate control. And here is number 6, Södertälje orienteering Kent Olsson, 7 minutes 17 seconds behind, and he's alone, half a minute behind Trolleg. There is a small group out of 3 teams, and now Tiisaren, Daniel Ottas and Longhundra IF, Simon Jakobsson punching then, and then a small cap, and there comes Ikalisten, Uelnorska, Ikalisten nouseva voima, Sture Tuna, second team, Rajamäen Rykmentien, Frul IL, Jufruset Ingard, Ravinen, Kalle Bergman. So there is a group of good guys, but the cap is almost 8 minutes at the moment when we are waiting them. Aleksi Anttolainen, Lahden suunnistajat punching there as the last man on the 57th place, 8 minutes behind. So there is a group which are seeing each other. And now this is what they have ahead of them. They are together and no forking at this area. As you can see, there's Lynx 3 and Paimio Rasti in this group, and they were this team approximately 4 minutes behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö.
So as I was pre-running this leg in the morning, I can tell you now we are entering faster forest, and but it's going to be flat, and to be honest, once I was missing a direction in there, and even in the daylight I was making a mistake. So it will be quite difficult for runners in the night. They have to really use the compass, and because the features are not so distinctive in this part of the forest.
IFK leading, punching there, Anders Claesson, and 9 minutes behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö. And in this group there is also Södertön, Nydalens, Alan Sherry running for Nydalens, Jan Pavlovich, Vajakosken teidän third team, Halden's second team, Espen Fiskum, and Panorhu's second team as the last team. They're a little bit under 10 minutes behind, leading on the 77th place. big differences again. We have now soon 180 teams, and it's been 10 minutes since now Elias Kuukka punched it here as the first man.
And I think in 3 minutes we should have a picture from another TV control.
That's true. They are now heading towards the next one, which we saw started the long course from to the next control on the first leg, and we all know now that the second leg is not going there because we have shown it on the GPS. You don't have to be Einstein to know that. There was also now small numbers there. Järla, Uko Linné, 10 minutes 45 seconds. Milos Nikodym running there, and for Järla, Jens Rönholz. Antea Nui, Ola Stensland, Lillevolke, Mats Dahlén for Paimon Rasti, and Rasti Varsa Tatu Leirimaa, last team on the 94th place. So Linné now over 10 minutes behind, and here you can see Tampereen Pyrintö, IFK Göteborg approaching next control, and with Pyrintö they were together with MS Parma and Hiiden Kiertäjät.
Yeah, let's see if there are still some teams without the GPS together with Pyrintö or IFK Göteborg. But it looks like Pyrintö is clearly in the lead, maybe with half minute.
And when I look at the GPS, I see that MS Parma is not anymore there together. So maybe Parma made some mistakes. Now they are heading this control, and it's quite dark. And now we're waiting. Yeah, now we're waiting. Is it still Elias Kuukka in the lead? Is he alone? Or does he has company when he's entering this control? It's silent.
There might be Hiiden Kiertäjät.
That's true.
Second team.
And Vilo Loukolahti with him. There is one lamp now.
So is it a bus or personal car?
That's true. Is he alone? There are lamps behind him. What is there? And now he knows that he is alone. Yeah. Because it's all silent in front of him. Yes, it's Tampere. See, he's running in the shorts.
The youngsters.
The youngsters, they can do whatever they want.
Then they will change to Jarko.
Yeah. Not so young anymore. So here is it. Tampereen Pyrintö in the lead all alone. It's no more bus, as we said.
No,
And what is the gap behind? Arto Talvinen and Vilho Lohkolahti, two young runners, hasn't been there with him, and now it's empty forest behind Tampereen Pyrintö at the moment of this long 14 kilometers second leg. And here comes the next lamps. Who are there? Is there IFK Göteborg, Johan Högstrand coming there? Yes, it is blue and white, number 5, IFK Göteborg on second place, punching there 46 seconds, and it's so big gap that he can't see lamp in front of him, although it's quite open on this area of the forest. And what's the next one? That's Hiiden Kiertäjät, second team. Vilho Loukolahti still hanging on there. Vilho doing excellent job there. And here we can see MS Parma, Tyrving, Tume, KV, Lillumarkka, Halden approaching there. Helsingin Suunnistajat also. Einari Heinaro. And one thing I want to check now, where is Hiidenkiertäjät first team? There, Leonid Novikov was 3 minutes behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö at 3.9 kilometers. And now it's been almost 2 minutes when we have here MS Parma and Arto Talvinen punching there alone. One lamp, maybe 2 lamps coming behind him. Who is it? It's Ikdisa, Jonas Vitautas Kvildis from Lithuania. Together with IL Tyrving, Turun Metsänkävijät, Daxali Turgay Norbech, Ole Kalered from Denseln. And this is from the first leg runner. So now 8 teams, and then Kove and Kratov, 2 minutes 21 seconds. So quite same pace as Pyrintö in the lead. He has gained some positions. Halden, Uvind, Lillumarkka, Oskarsson, and Hiidenkiertäjät Novikov, 2 minutes 35 seconds behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö. It's going to be exciting second leg. Oh, what a Jukola night ahead of us. I hope you are enjoying there at home of this Jukola atmosphere. And now there is over half a minute gap before the next team to arrive. And that is number 17, UK Denseln. No, yes, Stura Tuna, Joakim Svensk, of course. Joakim Svensk, 3 minutes 13 seconds behind. Densel's number is 24. I look on the wrong line here. And here are men, they are not together. The forking has been doing so that there are small groups, and then runners running alone.
Yeah, but as we can see, the Elias Kuka is running really well. He has like 1 minute 15 second faster time compared to IFK Göteborg, who it took them 32 minutes and 31 seconds to reach this place, and Elias Kuka make it for 31 minutes and 15 seconds. So his pace is really good, and he is clearly the fastest.
He's clearly the fastest so far in the forest. No other has come under 32 minutes to this place. And now there is Mattias Gröll from UK Hammaren Sandviken, Helsingin Suunnistaan Einari Heinaro. But the gap is over 4 minutes. And we'll see then. There comes the next one, Kangasalasko and Tuomo Istolahti, 4 minutes 41 seconds behind Tampereen Pyrintö on the 16th place. And now already 5 minutes since Tampereen Pyrintö punched there. And here comes next group. Vajakosken Terä, Lynx, Paimio Rasti, and UK Trian, maybe 30 seconds behind these 3 teams. And there are also other teams which are not using GPS heading towards that control which we had just a couple of seconds ago. Kangasalasko punching on 16th place, 4:40 behind, leading Tampereen Pyrintö. And here is now next one. It's Fossum. Emil Olbach running for Fossum. Norwegian team on the 17th place, 5:40 behind. And then there is a big group. Now there is a group. And we'll see. There is Vehkalainen Veikko Teroför chased by... There is Vajakosken Terä, Lynx, Paimio Rasti, Turun Metsänkävijät second team, Hiisi Rasti. Detkov, who went out on the 3rd place and now dropped out. Detkov made the mistake there on the 23rd place. Huttunen running for Turun Metsänkävitesa Huttunen, Bartosz Pawlak for Paimio Rasti, and now the gap is from Paimio to the leading Tampere Pyrintö 6 minutes and 5 seconds. Nordwest, OLV Baseland, Hämeenlinnan suunnistajat. Tampereen Pyrintö second team, UK Trian, Ärla IF, Hemming Orientering from Norway, Kasper Fosser on a 30th place, and here is Elias Kuukka keeping right now. Looking at the compass.
I can tell you he's actually doing a small mistake there. He was not in the right direction in this flat area I was talking about.
And here we see the mistakes. And he doesn't know where exactly. Is it left or right? Standing still here.
Yeah.
And, here we see.
In the daylight this is not so difficult, but in the night you have to be really precise because as you can see, it's really difficult to see at least some features.
And he's checking and then going back again, and then Timo Mikkola there just try to hang on behind Elias Kuukka. And interesting to see, it looks now so that IFK Göteborg and Tampereen Pyrintö are together after this mistake. And interesting to see then where is Arto Talvinen from MS Parma, who was there. Oh, sorry, Hiidenkiertäjät another, but they are a little bit behind maybe. And now you see here Elias Kuukka in action from the forest. There is not much to read on this area. Head is going from right to left, try to see where is the control. And the pace is quite good. Now he knows where he is and sees the control punching there and then heading towards the next control. There we saw the mistake he made.
Yeah, but afterwards we saw why he had the fastest time since the last control.
Yeah, but 1 gear extra and then he was flying. But we know that now Göteborg and Tampereen Pyrintö, they are together after these small mistakes. And interesting now see what happens when they are heading back towards Harpatti at the moment on this second leg. We have now 53 teams punched at 6.2 kilometers here, and it's been now Tisaren 54th team there, 9 minutes behind leading team. And soon we wait top teams here to that control, but we are still staying here. There are now Espoon Suunta, Bekkelaget, Rajamäen Rykmentti second team, Nydalens, Stora Tuna UK second team, a little bit over 9 minutes behind leading Tampereen Pyrintö at 6 kilometers. And here at the competition center from the first leg, there is now a little bit over 750 teams came in the finish. And remember, you use the social media. There you have the instructions for that, to contact us here on the studio, or just put your feelings in Instagram from the home sofas. Give us the feelings, how you are following. And here we see IFK Göteborg, Tampereen Pyrintö, Göteborg in the lead there at the moment. Couple of seconds ahead of
Yeah, it's about 1 minute, so the gap is about the same, if I'm right. No, of course he was losing a little, or 1.5 minutes maybe. The other teams are behind, but
and they are taking a little bit different route choice there to that control at the moment. And one interesting information here from the Twitter account that in Rajamäen Rykmentti second team, Ben Mitchell was in the top 25 without headlamp on the first leg. Remarkable thing to do. Thanks for that information. I must say that I wouldn't do that in this terrain, but he has been counting that there is enough daylight during the day here in the northern part of Finland when we are now here at the Joensuu. And soon these men on this second leg are on a third intermediate control at 9 kilometers